Guys, so today I'm doing a first impressions on these two e.l.f. products. I have their Flawless Finish foundation and their brow pencil that's new. So I have this in taupe and this in porcelain, and we're gonna see how they work and last throughout the day. So this says it has SPF 15, it's oil free. This is the lightest shade. So we're gonna try doing half my face with a brush and half with a beauty blender. Just gonna see like how good the color matches. And I'm gonna start with 2 pumps. So that sounds like a good amount. Okay, so that's pretty decent coverage actually. I only used about like half of what I had on my hand, so probably about 1 pump. And I'm gonna use the rest to do the other side of my face. I'm using a Wet n Wild brush. So this actually is like a really good color match for me, and I mean both sides look pretty similar. However, on the side that I used a brush, looking at it up close, it seems like my pores are a little less visible and there might be just a tiny bit more coverage. So I am going to finish up my face with the brush. So there are 6 shades of this, but like I said, this is the lightest shade, so if you're any lighter than I am, which I know that a lot of people are, then you're probably not going to be able to find a good shade match. I guess I'd say it's more marketed towards people with like medium skin tones, because there's quite a few, I mean, of the 6 in that range. Okay, so that's it. That's like all of the coverage that you get. It has like a slightly, I wouldn't say like dewy, but like natural finish. Okay, so now we're ready to go in with the brow pencil. I forgot to mention, but I did actually use a primer before using this foundation, just because that's what I always do, and I felt that I had to give it its best shot. So this is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, and I also set my face with this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Powder. But now we'll go in with this. My eyebrows are virtually non-existent, so hopefully this helps. So it is like kind of a thin one like you would get with these like little skinny brow pencils, but it actually seems to have kind of a thicker base. So we'll see how it works. Okay, so as far as application went, I feel like this is pretty good. It is a little bit thicker than what I'm used to with like skinny brow pencils. I don't know, you can kind of see that it's a little bit thicker. And it has like this rounded tip, which after a while of course will dull down, so I'm wondering how it would work after that. And this actually has 3 different shades. This is the lightest shade, so I feel like I really like this shade actually. But if you have like really super light hair, then it might not work for you. So that's about it for now. I'm gonna finish up my makeup and I will be back with you guys in a minute. Okay, so that is the finished look, and now I'm going to the mall with my family, so I will check back in with you guys after I get done there. I forgot to mention that the price of this was $6 and the price of this was $2. Yes. We're gonna see how this lasts throughout the day, and I will check back in with you guys when I'm back home. Hey guys, so I am now back from the mall. Side story, I hurt my finger just a second ago because I was like pulling up my chair and hit one of the staples or whatever, so I scraped it, so that's why there's a little band-aid on here. But I am back and I have gathered my thoughts on these 2 products. I even asked my sister about it. She loves makeup, so she was happy to help like give her thoughts on it. So I formulated my thoughts more. I'm sorry if the video from this morning, not this morning, it was like 2 o'clock, so not this morning. Really sorry if the video from earlier was really quiet, but it was like chaos in my house and it was like making me really nervous to film, and I also was in kind of a rush, but I wanted to show you guys how everything applied. So, and I really wanted to use it because I just got it like yesterday and I was dying to use it. So I have had these on. It is now, let's see, it's now around 10. So I've had these on for around 8 hours and I have not touched up on them at all. Obviously I usually don't touch up on eyebrow stuff, but I have not touched up on the foundation whatsoever. Not blotted, not powdered, nothing. So it is like a little bit shiny. Like at this point I would probably just blot a little bit, but I do have pretty oily skin, so the fact that it's made it this long is pretty cool, and I didn't like feel throughout the day that I needed to blot. It's been a couple hours since I've been home, so I was out for around 6 hours. And throughout that time, I didn't feel like I needed to blot or anything. It felt really light. It still feels like really light, but it still has really nice coverage. I would say it's like medium to full coverage. And so I'm really excited that it like has that coverage, but it still feels light. That's really nice. It is a really good shade match for me right now, which is awesome because sometimes I have trouble like finding the right shade for me, but it is the lightest shade in the range. So if you do have lighter skin than I do, if you're very fair, this is not going to work for you. And I think if you have really, really deep skin, it's also not going to work. They only have 6 shades, and a lot of the shades are kind of geared more towards medium skin tones. I did mention that in the intro. But if you can find your shade, which if you're kind of just in the middle somewhere, like not on the super deep end, not on the super fair end, then I think you'll be okay. If you can find your shade, these are $6 and I think it's a really good product. So on my nose and kind of on my chin and around my hairline, it did kind of wear down a little bit, and also like around my nose. But that's because I was rubbing my nose, so. But what I like about it is that even though it did like fade, it didn't break up, which is a great thing because when foundation breaks up, I hate it so much. It does not look good and it just annoys the crap out of me. But this didn't do that. I'm gonna try to zoom you in so that you can see. Hi. So you're really close now. You can see like it's kind of worn off around my nose area because I was rubbing it, but I don't know if you can tell, it's not like broken down or anything. I actually didn't have too much of a problem with it like building up in the sides right here because, I mean, I usually do. A lot of foundations tend to do that, but this one seemed to wear pretty well. I'm gonna zoom you back out because nobody wants to be this close to my face. Oh, there we go. So yeah, like I said, I would blot right about now, but wanted to show you how it looked at the end of the day. And I usually blot throughout the day, but it did last me a good like 6 hours and it didn't look shiny or anything. So now it's starting to get a little bit of shine, but again, not too bad. And overall, I have to give this foundation a positive review. I really like the coverage. I like how it wore. I think that this would be great for any skin type. Like it doesn't, like I have combo skin. So I have dry spots and I have like really oily T-zone. I feel like it didn't get too oily. Keep in mind that I do have like lights shining on me, so it's gonna kind of accent the shine, but for the most part, it didn't get like too oily. It didn't feel heavy. It didn't feel like super drying or anything. Like it is a very nice foundation. Let me read what it says about it. I think it says it's a semi-matte finish. One thing I wanted to point out though is that it is 0.68 fluid ounces, which most foundations are 1 fluid ounce, so it is a little bit less product than the typical foundation. And I mean, you are paying a little bit less for it though than you would normally, even at the drugstore. This is $6, so it's one of the cheaper foundations you can find. But wanted to throw that out there. I do think it's really nice. I like the packaging a lot. I think that this like frosted packaging, it looks really nice and it feels really sturdy. I like that it has a pump. That's my fave, and I definitely see myself repurchasing this just from the first impression, the first day wearing it. Obviously my opinion could change over time, but as of right now I think it's awesome and I'm gonna keep using it and keep you guys updated on it, but I think it's a really good foundation. And then we have the brow pencil, which I also really like. So I mean, my brows turned out about the way that they usually do, and what I usually use is this NYX micro brow pencil, or I'll use the L'Oreal brow stylist pencil or something, and it turns out kind of the same way. So it works the same as my other brow pencils. It has a spoolie on this end, which is really nice. I am curious about like how it's gonna work whenever it gets really dull. It's just a step up from the little tiny brow pencils that we're used to, I guess, or at least I'm used to. But I like it. It does make it a little bit faster, I think, and it's a really good like color match for me and everything. They have this and they have like medium brown and then dark brown, so if you can find one that works for your brows, I do think that it's really great. And it's $2, which is awesome because even the two that I mentioned just now that are from the drugstore, they're $10 each. And I go through those things so fast because they're so tiny. So I like that this is a little bit thicker and that it's $2. You actually get more product in this one than you do in this one too. And this one's $10 versus $2. So if it works well when it's like more dull, which I think it will, if it does, I will let you guys know. But if it does, like, I'm gonna keep buying this over and over because it's a lot cheaper than getting one of those constantly. So I am a huge fan. So that is about it for this first impressions. I really ended up liking the product, so that is really cool. I've been thinking about maybe doing like an e.l.f., like a full e.l.f. review. Like obviously not all of their products because they have a lot of products, but just getting all of the products that I have from e.l.f. and kind of sharing my thoughts on them. If you guys would want to see that, then definitely let me know in the comments down below because I would love to do that. Or if you want to see like a full e.l.f. makeup tutorial type thing, doing videos on them would be awesome because then I can recommend you guys really good, inexpensive products, or I can tell you the ones to stay away from. So if any of that sounds interesting, then please let me know in the comments. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up, and again, let me know in the comments if you want to see those kinds of videos. Subscribe to my channel to see more of this type of content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!